Welcome back to the Grey Script and Everything in Between podcast. Here's an episode for you. Today we're slowing everything down and calming your thoughts. If your mind has been racing lately, if you felt overwhelmed, triggered, anxious, overstretched, if you've been carrying your whole world in your head, this episode is going to feel like a deep exhale. Today I'm teaching you a tool that has changed my life and changing the lives of so many of my clients. Mind mapping. A way to empty the chaos in the mind onto paper so you can think clearly again. So today we are going to talk about why you get triggered, what trauma does to the brain, why certain things set you off, how to regulate your mind and body, trusting your intuition, focusing on what you can control, and ending with a beautiful mirror practice. And yes, I'll be sharing a visual demonstration of a mind map that you can screenshot, print, or follow along with and do your own. So take a deep breath. Your calm chapter starts now. So why our minds get so full? Let's start with the truth. Women, especially women who have experienced trauma, carry everything inside their minds. We are organizers, protectors, problem solvers, emotional processors, the glue that holds everything together. Which means we're constantly thinking about the children, about work, about money, about relationships, about everyone else's feelings, about our own healing, about what needs to be done, about what happened years ago, what might go wrong, and what might happen tomorrow. Your mind isn't overreacting because you're dramatic or too much. Your mind is full because you've survived things that rewired your brain. So, when trauma occurs before 25, before the prefrontal cortex is fully developed, the brain learns to prioritize safety, scanning, anticipating danger, preventing conflict, and emotional survival. So instead of your brain being a calm manager, it becomes an alarm system. That's why your thoughts spiral. That's why you jump into the worst case scenario. That's why your mind creates stories to protect you. That's why you can't stop overthinking. Your brain is literally trying to keep you alive, but you can retrain it. You can teach it to calm down. You can teach it safety. And that's where mind mapping comes in. So why do we need to empty the brain? Imagine your brain is like a phone with too many tabs open. It slows down, it overheats, it glitches, can't function properly. Your brain does the same. When you keep everything in your head, you create mental pressure, emotional exhaustion, anxiety, confusion, irritability, sleeplessness, forgetfulness, and that feeling that I'm drowning. Your mind is a processor, not a storage unit. You're supposed to think things, not hold them. So mind mapping acts like a release valve, a reset, a clarity tool, a nervous system calmer, and it's fast. Journaling is deep emotional processing. Mind mapping is immediate clarity. Both are important, but for overwhelmed, mind mapping wins every single time. So let's do this together. Grab a pen and piece of paper or pause this and come back when you've got one. And let's put the core issue in the center. Now, I've just put the problem. It could be I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed at work, got relationship problems, the kids are struggling, finances, too much to do, I don't feel good within myself. So let's say your center is overwhelm, and then we're going to create the branches. So they draw the lines outwards, and these branches could be work, kids, house, money, health, social pressure, emotions, mental load. Then we're going to look at it. That's a lot. You're carrying all that in your head. So under each branch, or on a different kind of mind map, this is the mind map. This could be the rough. This is the one that you can then put on your fridge and you will see it every single day. You're going to put yourself in the middle, and every single one of these things that you're thinking about, that's you're trying to sort out or it's going on. And then you're going to sort out what out of them, what do you control? What are the ones you physically control? It won't be all of them. A lot of things are out of your control. A lot of things are happening in the background. Other people have actually caused them. They're influenced by different things. But the things that you can control will be very, very minor in comparison to everything that's going on in your brain. So we're going to choose one action, not 10, not a whole list, just one. You're going to complete one thing from your map today and reduce the overwhelm by more than half. Your brain wants direction, not pressure. So this is why I say, when you put it out, I've got one on my fridge. I probably do this every few months or so when I just literally feel like, wait a minute, this is all too much. It will help you. And if you don't want to put it on the fridge because you don't want everyone in the family to see, then put it somewhere that you can see it, on your mirror, in your bedroom. Screenshot it and put it on your phone, just to remind you that you are doing what you can to control the things that are going on in your mind. Let's just briefly go into triggers, the nervous system, and why some things set you off. So in the past, last week, I said that being lied to, someone attacking my character, and someone controlling me triggers me. For women who live through trauma, these are massive triggers. Lies trigger you because it's unpredictability. Unpredictability gives you danger. The brain thinks, I can't protect myself. I don't know the truth. Why character attacks trigger you. This goes deep. It hits the core wound. Am I enough? Am I being seen incorrectly? Am I misunderstood? The brain hears criticism as a threat to safety, not identity. And why control triggers you. Control is rooted in fear, manipulation, and power imbalance. If you were controlled in childhood or past relationships, your nervous system remembers. Your mind screams, I'm not going back there. So what happens physically when you're triggered? The amygdala fires up, your heart races, adrenaline dumps, muscles tense, breath shortens, logical thinking shuts down, your fight, flight, freeze activates. This is why your reactions feel so big. You're not dramatic, you're neurologically responding. So, you're going to name it. Whatever's happening to you, you're going to name it. Okay, my brain is trying to protect me right now. Naming it brings the prefrontal cortex back online. Hand on chest, slow breath. This activates your vagus nerve, calming fight or flight. What is the real threat? Is this person actually dangerous, or is this reminding me of past wound? Ground yourself in the present. Feel your feet, take a sip of water, touch your hair, anything sensory that brings you back. Choose your response, not your reaction. This is where your power comes in. Triggers aren't weaknesses, they're unhealed alarms. So that was what I covered last week. So if you haven't listened to that episode, feel free to go back. But let's move on to focus only what you can control. Everything matters. Everything feels urgent and everything feels important, but not everything needs your energy. Here's the truth you need to hear. Things outside your control are not less important. They just shouldn't be your first priority. You can't control people. Can't control outcomes. You can't control timing. You can't control the past, and you can't control someone else's behavior. What you can control are your choices, your reactions, your boundaries, your habits, your healing, your focus, and your next step. So when you focus only on what you can control, your anxiety levels drop dramatically. Trauma survivors have strong intuition because they were forced to develop emotional radar. This intuition is your inner compass. It speaks through gut feelings, discomfort, a sense that something isn't quite right, calm knowing, a subtle nudge, a pull towards something, your dreams, repetitive thoughts, your body tightening or relaxing. Anxiety is loud, intuition is quiet. Anxiety says, what if something goes wrong? Intuition is saying, this doesn't feel right. Anxiety is fear-based, intuition is wisdom. Start listening to it because it never lies to you. I'm going to go into that a little bit more in the next episode. Again, patience. Let's talk about patience. If you live through trauma, chaos, unpredictability, your brain associates waiting with danger, waiting for answers, waiting for a text, waiting for change, waiting for safety, waiting for love, waiting for stability. It all feels unsafe. So you rush, you push, you panic, you force outcomes. But here's the truth. Patience is a trauma recovery skill, not a personality trait. You learn it slowly and you practice it. And again, you allow yourself to trust the timing of life. As I say, I will cover both intuition and patience more in the next episode. And I just mentioned briefly there about dreams. A couple of nights ago, I woke up around 1:30 in the morning. I dreamt that some really ferocious monkeys had got out of a zoo and were chasing people. And had no one of my family or friends, anyone I knew. It was just me on my own with just a bunch of strangers running for my life. And we went into a massive hall with loads of glass doors and they wouldn't shut a set of the doors. So I knew that I wasn't safe. So I then ran back out. And then there was someone, it was like a library, a locked library, like when you see in a movie, I guess. Someone was holding the door open saying, quick, 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 come in here. And I went in there, everything got locked up and I literally woke up. Now, I sat with this for a little while, thinking, what could this actually be trying to tell me? Because I don't actually, I've never been scared of monkeys, never even thought that whatever they were doing was possible. And what I did, I actually put it into ChatGPT and asked them to analyze what this means. And it basically came back saying that I'm still scared of things I don't know, like people I don't know, of outcomes I don't know. I'm letting go of ego was one of the things that, I'm kind of just surrendering to whatever happens, and how a massive pivotal moment it is for me, which still confused me because I was just having absolutely none of it. And then I looked, obviously, I'm very spiritual, the moons, the planets, everything. And I started noticing little things on my scrolls, and I often get little kind of things on my scrolls, and it was saying about Mercury was in retrograde, and I know about Mercury in retrograde, and this other planet was in retrograde, and this was happening, and it all summed up that tying up loose ends, putting something to bed, like shutting the door on what has happened. The past is in the past, and now I went into that library. I'm safe. Like, no one's chasing me. I get to choose what I do and what the outcome is from here. And sometimes you don't realize, you might think that you can't really remember your dreams, but you will have them. Sometimes you just wake up with a really weird feeling in you, like you have no idea why, and it lingers with you, or you have a really bad dream that someone's done something to you in the dream, and then you spend all day hating them for it. Like, literally, our mind only believes what we tell it, and that goes for the subconscious. So obviously, it is such a powerful thing. Just, I want you to be kind to yourself. And this was another thing I was saying about last week. Don't give yourself so much of a hard time. Like, you are one person. We are wired differently. We do respond and react to things in our own way. And it doesn't mean that we're broken, and it doesn't mean that we're dramatic, and it doesn't mean that we're crazy. It just means that this is what we are like. And that's a superpower, to be honest. You kind of think everyone's made like you. There isn't. And that's a good thing, because you don't want to think of other people going through things that you've been through. So anyway, let's just move on to wrapping this up with a mirror practice. And this is how we're going to close today off. So stand in front of the mirror every morning and say, I love you. I accept you. I am proud of you. And today we will make a difference. There is another thing that I say to myself. So I'm just going to share my little secret. Show me how good it can be, or show me how good it can get, or show me how wonderful that something could be. Like anything that's really getting you down, flip it. And then show me how wonderful so-and-so is. It feels silly the first time, awkward the second time, emotional the third time, but by the 10th time, you'll start to believe it. I also encourage you to write something down beside your bed that you read every morning before you wake up, before you touch your phone. Could just literally be that I am powerful. I always want good for everyone. Like these really, things that kind of lift you up and remind you who you are. Anyway, more about that another time. So this is your reprogramming your subconscious. This is healing your inner child. This is rewiring your identity, and simply starts with a mirror. What I will do, if you are in the Facebook group, I will share in one of my sleep meditations that I go to sleep listening to. It just gives you these kinds of affirmations while you're going to sleep. And honestly, it will help. It will help massively. Give it 90 days, like anything. It's not going to happen overnight. Nothing will change overnight. It will change once you do it every day. So, thank you for being with me here today. Thank you for slowing down, and thank you for choosing yourself. In this episode, if this episode has helped you, please share it, follow the podcast, and hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. I am currently taking on a small number of paid one-to-one coaching clients for my 6-month program. So if you want support, guidance, clarity, emotional healing, and accountability, and you want a coach who is real, organic, authentic, and truly invested in your growth, message me and we'll start your journey. Your mind deserves peace, and you deserve the happiest version of yourself. Until next time, be kind to that girl in that mirror. See you again.